I'm going to introduce the keynote speaker for tonight. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Mr. Lane Honda. Mr. Honda was born in Hilo, Hawaii. He served in the United States Air Force during the Vietnam War. Shortly afterwards, Mr. Honda received a BA in Business Management from the University of New Mexico. He served as a special events manager for the city of Albuquerque for several years. In 2000, he moved to Arizona to serve in the same position at the American Cancer Society. Mr. Honda then proceeded to become Director of Development for the National Multiple Sclerosis Society. Since 2006, Mr. Honda has been the coordinator of operations of the Memorial Union at ASU Tempe. In addition, he serves as the advisor for two student organizations, the Memorial Union Student Employee Organization and the Sun Devil Society of Paranormal Research, ASU Ghost Hunters. The latter is currently inactive, but will be active in fall 2014, so keep that in mind, current students.
Yeah, that's right.
In welcoming Mr. Lane Honda.
Aloha. Thank you so much for that wonderful welcome, Dr. Hernandez. It's fantastic. Hope everyone is having a great time. It's a fabulous dinner, and I really am very, very honored to be here tonight to join all of you in this fabulous celebration. To those of you that are graduating, for those of you that are graduating, Holoma, Ayakai Ana, congratulations. It's a fabulous, fabulous journey that you've gone through, and the challenges that you faced, the journeys that you've gone through, the friendships and the friends that you've made are something that you'll keep with you for the rest of your lives. When I was asked to come join here, we were talking about some Hawaiian culture, and the Dean of Students here at Poly said, Lane, come and talk to everyone about what's life like in Hawaii. So earlier on, we had a raise of hands, people who were showing us where you lived. So again, I'm going to ask, how many of you have visited the islands? The culture there is so much different. We think of Hawaii as a resort. We think of palm trees, beaches, surfing. But some of the underlying things of Hawaii make life there so much different than what we enjoy here on the mainland. Hawaiian culture is actually more closely akin to our international students. There are so many different cultures that blend and merge. And unlike Phoenix or other locations where you might have a society of German citizens that live in one part of town, Chinese and Asians in another, Armenians, Africans, Europeans of whatever sort. In Hawaii, it all blends together. It's called Waikiki. Everyone there joins in a union, in a fusion of life and culture. That lifestyle is so different that when we have students that come over here, we find that they're not really Americans. They're just about everything else. They've learned to adapt. They've learned to accept things in a lifestyle that we call mainland lifestyle. But in so many ways, things are very different for them. We don't go to McDonald's. We go to Zippy's, right? We don't get hamburgers. We get plate lunch, which is teriyaki, 2 scoops of rice, and mac salad. There's no Dunkin' Donuts that I can remember, but we go to Leonard's to get malasadas. And coffee, it better come from Kona. And you keep that Starbucks stuff on the other side of the ocean. The life culture is different. The challenges are different. For those of you that have had a chance to actually step away and walk inside the shoes of the locals, you'll find that the challenges really face and mirror a number of the things that you've gone through here. Those bridges, those challenges that you go through, they're very much shared by Islanders. One of the things that we do during our orientation, our new student orientations, is that I go through the lunch crowd and I'll just say, how many people here from the islands, either the Pacific Islands or Hawaii? And every once in a while I'll get a hand that's raised up and I'll go and sit and talk with them. And usually the first thing I'll say is, right about Halloween, you're going to really miss home. So here's my business card, call me. And we'll go over to Aloha Kitchen and we'll get some food, or I'll make something from home and I'll bring it in. And sometimes that's just enough touch at home that you can kind of get over the homesickness. and get back into life. When you're an islander, life goes on in a different pace. It's just slower. It's just slower. In fact, island life doesn't even account for miles. If you ask somebody in the islands, hey, where's this restaurant I hear about? 15 minutes. 15 minutes? How far is that? Oh, just on the other side, 15 minutes. Unless you go to Oahu and ask for the North Shore, there's no north, south, east, or west. There's two directions there. There's mountain and ocean. So it's Maka and Makai. That's all you've got. It's an island. It's a circle. You keep going around and around. So that circle, that going around and around, kind of represents our life here. I keep saying the challenges that you face, the challenges that you've gone through. How is that different? Well, for those of you in counseling and consultation, look around, because I guarantee you, students, they're counting down the days towards graduation faster than you are. And you can tell the ones that work in counseling and consultation because they kind of got that little nervous tick. 17 more days. Poor old disability resources over there. Oh, we got to watch these guys. They're getting 25 pounds. You're laughing, but you know it's true. So, all 4 campuses are all the same. Kind of like nervous tick. Those challenges that we face are so unique. And I really don't need to explain more because you guys have all lived through it. So I'm going to go back to this case of the meeting the island kids. About 5 years ago, I had a young lady who came. She was from Maui and did really well in school over there. She was an AD student, but she really had a hard time adjusting. I met her, as I said earlier, during orientation, and I offered her a job at the union, at the student union on the Tempe campus, and I just said, come work for me. We know that when we get these students engaged, and we put them into activities, and we connect them with other students, that their likelihood of staying on campus, staying in school, increases exponentially. So she worked for me. She would come in 2 shifts a week, maybe 8 hours total. But right about Halloween time, she was like, Uncle, well, everybody's uncle, either your uncle, auntie, or cousin. Uncle, I feel like I need to go home. And I would talk to her, and we'd go get coffee, and I said, let's go get some lunch. But she was having a hard time. Her only relatives here on the mainland were down in Yuma. Nobody wants to go to Yuma. No, am I right? Nobody goes to Yuma. So she would spend some time with me, and slowly but surely she started to wean herself away from the culture, wean herself away from ASU. And sure enough, at the end of the semester, she gave me a note saying that I'm going to go back home. Financially, it's too hard. It's hard for my parents. She wasn't here on a scholarship. In fact, she was trying to foot the bill herself by working, and I didn't realize she was working on a second job on campus in addition to working for me on campus. And she just said, it's too hard. We're trying, the money's tight, and I think I'm just going to go home. So, about a year later, I kept in touch with her a little bit through Facebook, and we would email and write. And she wrote to me about a year and a half later, and she said, Lane, I'm going to have a baby. And she was back in Maui, and I said, well, that's fantastic, that's great. And she goes, you know what, Lane? I know I didn't make it through ASU, but my baby's going to make it. My baby's going to be the first one in my family to go to college and finish. And I'm going to make sure she goes to ASU. And I'm thinking, we were a failure. We couldn't hold on to you. Why do you want to come back over here? And I didn't say that, but I said, what's going on? Why do you want to come to ASU? And she said very clearly, there are people here that made me feel respected and accepted and did everything they could to make me feel at home, to make me want to succeed. And I wasn't strong enough, but that doesn't mean that my baby's not going to be able to. So she's going to go to ASU. I'm going to stop. 3.5 years ago. And about a year ago, she writes, I hope that when my daughter was born, when my daughter gets there, that she'll meet someone like you. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, 18 years, I can't stand 18 years more. So maybe Mike will be around. Mike, no. But sure enough, the generation of people that will find a home for her, that will make her feel comfortable, are you people right here that are graduating now. For those of you that come back into higher ed and step back into this world and know the challenges that you went through, you'll be the ones that take this new person in and give her an accepted home. You've all heard of the stories of kids that haven't made it. Everybody talks about them. For those of you that have worked so diligently, where you give up your time, and I know this happens all the time, the students will come out of class and say, I need to talk to you. My class gets out at 4 o'clock, I'll be in your office at 4:15, can you wait for me? Sure. Why not? One more night of rotisserie chicken isn't going to matter. So, I'll wait for you. And it's, what, 4:55 when they finally walk into your office. And you're thinking, oh, I gotta text somebody to go pick up the kids, and maybe we can just have a pizza tonight because we had rotisserie chicken for 3 nights in a row now. I was just getting sick. That time that you give up, that time that you spend with these students, is something that's so precious, because that time is something you'll never get back. And that gift that you've given to this young lady and to all the others that are here being supported by TRIO is a gift that comes from your heart to them, to you, to the graduates here. Cherish that gift. Know that it was given by someone who gave of themselves, who took away that 45 minutes of time they could have had with their family to maybe make them a dinner once this week. Know that the time that they gave up was something they gave to you specifically, not because of a paycheck. Trust me, all of us in higher ed know that that paycheck is not what's keeping us here. But it's because it's something we believe in. And that what we believe in is you as students. Thank you very much. And I
Thank you so much, Lane, for that awesome speech. And we do have a little token of our appreciation for the TRIO program for you. So we'll just go ahead and bring it to your seat here.
Thank you.
You are welcome.